All right, fine. I'll be a gracious host. How you doing?
Little Mermaid is the scariest Disney movie by far, though.
Why the hell is Ace Blade in your Kickstarter?
Some comics. I'm getting controversial today. We're gonna get controversial today with.
My proudest moment is this interview and being able to talk to you two.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Taurus Comics in collaboration with Fourth Wall Productions respectfully brings to you the 66th episode of the Four Tales podcast. I am your host, Kyron Silva from Taurus Comics. Across the way is the Byzantium penman of Ace Blade, Otis J. Quick, and together we are your two award-winning blurred comic creators here to help you find your next favorite comic. We are live on the Age to Geekdom Network via Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. So if you're listening or watching us live, thank you for your support, because all your positive reviews, interactions help us reach a bigger audience. And if you do want to support our show financially, with the money, it's the greens, go to fourtalespodcast.com, buy some merchandise, buy us a coffee, do whatever you can to help us, because, we're up here early in the morning trying to provide you some entertainment, as they say, some content. So, help us out. Brother Otis, how you doing?
Ain't nobody's coming to see you, Otis. I got what you did there. It's all good.
All right, man. How you doing though?
I'm doing good, man. It's good to see you this morning. How you been?
I'm all right. I'm tired. I didn't get any sleep last night. I don't know why, but I'm all right. I heard you got some sleep though. I
got a little nap in the middle of a movie last night. I think it might be a combination of the fact that I'm a little old and that the movie was almost 3 hours long.
Damn, is it really?
We went to see John Wick 4 last night. Me and my wife, after we both got done with our second jobs, which may have also attributed to the sleepy time.
There you go.
But we went and we don't get a lot of opportunities to go out together, so we went out and enjoyed each other's time last night. The movie was good.
From what you saw, the movie was good.
What I saw, it was good, but it was a little long. It drew on a little bit, and it was it was kind of repetitive. So I ended up falling asleep for a little bit. She fell asleep for a little bit, but it was it was a pretty good movie. I think it was a good close to the, well, I don't know if it's the close or not, but it was a good fourth installment to the John Wick series.
Okay, I gotta admit, I've only seen one John Wick movie, and honestly, I feel like one was enough.
It might have been. All of them are pretty much the same. The same thing happens in all the movies, just that varying levels of catastrophe. Like two. If you don't see any more of them, though, I think you should see two. If you only see one more of them, I think you should see John Wick 2.
Okay.
Because to me, that's the best one. I think John Wick 2 is the best one.
So when are you going to come out with like a movie review podcast? Because you see a lot of movies.
I don't have
last week you saw, was it Creed? I mean, was
we went and saw Creed on the 2nd of March.
Damn, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was. But we went to see that in IMAX. We actually ended up in the same theater as Morgan. So we saw that movie, but that was good. That was one that we had planned on seeing. This one we didn't plan on seeing. Like, we usually buy our tickets ahead of time and all that stuff. Just like, hey, let's go out. We had a rough 2 weeks, so it was like, let's just go out and do something. So
okay.
Okay,
so you didn't answer the question. When we getting a Ace Blade reviews movie?
Yep.
No, because you were doing that on TikTok, if I'm not mistaken, for a minute.
I mean, I'll talk about movies every now and then, and those videos actually do very well when you talk about popular movies and stuff. But
that's what I heard.
I don't want to take it serious. I enjoy watching movies. I don't really like critiquing them, but I'll talk about them if there's something interesting to me. So,
Okay, all right.
What I did find interesting though is I read this comic book earlier this week called Blackstarr, Birth of a Supernova.
Okay.
And I was reading it, and I saw something happen early in the comic I've never seen in a comic book before. A dog farted on a person in the comic book.
I read that same comic and I saw that too.
I don't know if I ever seen that happen in a comic book before, and I burst out laughing. I was like, yo, that is hilarious, because a dog will absolutely fart on you. and not care at all.
Not even give you a second thought. Just be like, and then just keep laying there like nothing happened. Be like, what the hell?
Like, bro, you just almost knocked me out.
Seriously. Yeah.
But
do you want to talk to the writer of that book to figure out why that was implemented?
I would love to talk to the writer of this book to see, because it was a really good book. I actually really liked it. So I mean, if we have the writer of the book and you want to bring her in, I would love to talk to her about it.
I can bring her in. Hold on one second here.
Y'all so cute. Y'all so cute.
Miss Charlene, how are you today?
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
All right, so let's talk about the dog farting. Why was that in the book? And so early in the book too.
That whole book, you know, I mean, you write what you know. You write what really happens, you know. And you know, you'll let one off in a second. And people will like, what's the problem? What's happening? Did you know what you just did?
Yeah. My nose knows what you just did.
At least you be like, look, take me out. You know the drill. Hey.
All right. Well, we do have Charlene Jones, writer of Blackstarr and Gumballz. Thank you for being on the show here. We're proud to have you here.
Thank you.
Brad Arney is in the building. He's laughing at us already. All right. Thank you, Brad.
Good morning.
All right. So, Miss Jones, how are you today? How are you feeling? Are you ready for this experience?
Saturdays are usually my sleeping in days. So
I'm sorry. We're sorry.
Yes. You said 10 o'clock. I was like, woo.
Well, at least I'm 7 o'clock where I am right now. So,
I'm dedicated. I'm dedicated. I'm here. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm honored to be here. I'm glad to be talking with you guys. I think I've been friends with you guys like on Facebook. It's so crazy. You be friends with people on Facebook for 5 and 6 and 7 years, don't know who the hell they are, but you friends with them on Facebook. Walk past me on the street, I'd be like,
who that?
I was like, I don't know, that's Charlene. That's right. On Facebook, that's right.
Been chatting and laughing at each other's videos for damn near a decade.
For sure. Absolutely.
No.
The beauty of social media.
Hello.
Yeah. That's great.
For anybody that hasn't read your books, can you give us a brief synopsis of what this is about?
Sure. Me and synopsis. Synopsis means short, right? Okay, let's try to get it there. Let's try to. I'll take it the whole show. So Blackstarr is about a sister. Her name is Dr. Michelle Lee. She gets infected in a lab accident, which really isn't a lab accident, but you know, there is a villain in that book that has a mission, that's for sure. But she's automatically cured by an intergalactic peacekeeper, and in part given the power of a supernova. And people say, oh, she got electricity. She got perfect electricity. No, she does not have electricity coming out of her hand. Not static shock or black lightning. She has the power of a supernova, which is something, you know, totally different in itself. And part 1 is been out, and Corey Thomas is working on part 2.
Nice.
And we know how that goes. You got to pay the man. Good morning, Corey. You know my heart. You know my
artists.
You know my heart. I'm working to get it.
Hey, I know the struggle all too well. Kyron knows. Well, Kyron knows the struggle because he's independently wealthy. So, he
okay, you be spreading so many lies like all the time, dude.
He has no problems, but you know, I got 4 kids. Me and my wife, we've been married. You know, we got 2 businesses we run. So sometimes funds are a little short. Sometimes, struggle paying them artists. You know, but they deserve it. They do great work. So we definitely want to make sure. And the art on Blackstarr is wonderful. Like I didn't get a chance. I didn't get a chance to read Gumball yet, but the art on Blackstarr is really good. Like
that's Corey Thomas.
It's great storytelling, like visual storytelling. I want to point out one of the pages. I wish I would have sent it to Kyron ahead of time, but the train station sequence was one of my favorite pages. The page where she's waiting on the train, she sees the guys go down into the tunnel. Yeah, in the hazmat suits.
Yep.
And there's a bomb. There's something happens. There's a kaboom in the background, and they run and get out of there. And you see like her different expressions in each panel, but the people in the background are just acting like they don't know what's going on. So like
that's New York.
a normal day at the A train. It's a normal day on the number 3 at Union Square. Hey, as long as I get where I gotta be and it don't bother me, ain't none of my business what just went boom in that tunnel. Shit, I gotta get to work, whatever the case may be.
That was one of my favorite pages.
Well, if we bring up things that we liked about the books, I'm gonna bring up in Gumballz where the family's at the table, and as everybody knows, I'm a Sacramento Kings fan, and I'm reading through this, and Shuni has
get some knowledge.
Has a Kansas City Kings blanket, and Big Jim, he got him a mug. I'm like, oh, this is family, basically.
Baby, Kansas City. Before they ran away from us from Sacramento with the Kansas City Kings, the best basketball team to ever hit the court, Kansas City Kings.
So,
are you like 12 years? I think it is.
Are you still a fan now that they're in Sacramento? Or
no?
If
I ever get rich, I'm buying a team and bringing it back to Kansas City. The Kings.
We're purple now. You love purple, I heard.
I do.
See,
yeah.
You should be loving us. We're purple. We're
still
Kings.
Keep the colors.
Just
buy the team and bring them back to Kansas City. Just keep it purple. That's fine.
I mean, hey, those are good times. Going to the games. Cotton Fitzsimmons was the coach. You had Larry Drew hitting the boards, and those were some good times. I just used to love the Kansas City Kings, the Kings and the Royals. I'm still a Royals fan, and if you haven't figured it out, Gumballz is based on my family and my neighborhood, Brentwood Hills in Kansas City, Kansas. I live in Missouri now, but I'm from Kansas City, Kansas. I'm from Wyandotte County, and I mean, that came from I don't know how I came up with that story. It started out something totally different, but I wanted
That's how the best stories usually are. They start off with something, and they morph into what we really need it to be.
Yep. Blackstarr was actually my thesis project for my MFA. I didn't think that was going to do any, I didn't imagine that. I thought, I'll write this and be done. It was on the lack of Black women in superhero fantasy action fiction. And I wrote that, and I said, well, that's it. And one of my professors said, one of these days, this is going to be either a live action movie or animation or something. This is not the end of this. And I looked at her like she was crazy. I was like, okay, whatever. Just make sure I get my master's and get up out of here. That's all I cared about. It's time for me to go.
You're like one of those people waiting for the A train. It don't bother me. I don't care.
Well, that's it. That's how that came about. And then Gumballz was originally called Brentwood. And I was basing it on, kind of like not everybody hates Chris type thing, because I wouldn't be abused like Chris was, but that you showing the family structure, you showing what goes on back in the late 70s, early 80s in the African-American neighborhood, yada, yada, yada. And I had another person tell me, this story like it is boring. Okay. Maybe if you thought about giving it a different angle, and I said, okay. And I had to really draw on Kansas City, Kansas. A big part of where like a lot of African Americans live is an area called Quindaro. Quindaro used to be a free Black township. Okay, during the slavery times, Quindaro was free. So if you could get there, you had a place. Had its own school, had its own churches, had its own brewery, its own bakery, the houses. It was a whole community there. So, and it's still there. You can still find the ruins there. You can still find in Memorial Hills where a lot of the descendants are actually buried. You can see headstones going back to the early 1800s. Oh, so wow. I drew on that history, and I said, honey, I just came up with it. I really did, and that's where we are now.
And it worked. Love it.
It worked.
So
thank God it worked.
So was your plan when? Because I know you said this wasn't originally what the idea was, but was your original plan still to introduce things like Quindaro and the Haints? And I remember reading over it was the Cushites, I think it was, that are in Gumballz. Was that all part of the idea of just bringing African folklore, African mythology into mainstream media, basically?
Nope. It was not.
It just happened.
I'm gonna tell you, because I tell people all the time, because they ask me, how do you come up with this stuff? When's the next one coming out? When can we see more? And I think I sent you the first one and the new one that just came out. Did I not? Okay.
Yeah,
So you see it's continuing. And I tell people, you have to do what's best for you to make those ideas pop in your head. Now, you guys both write, correct? You write too. So
right.
yeah, everybody has their own process. For me, I guess like if I'm working out or if I'm, it's anytime my adrenaline is going, especially like when I'm working out, which ain't many times, but when I do, poop pops in my head. Poop pops in my head. Especially when you're listening to your music and you getting into it and you feel good. That's when I get my best ideas. And I'm not making that up, seriously. And I think I might have been working out and it was playing out in my head. One of my processes in writing, people say, how do you get that sit down and you can just bang out 10 pages, 15 pages? Because I've already written it in my head. That's how I always imagined. That's just me.
I think it's weird with writers and creators in general. Like I think everybody has a different process. For me, it's I can process things while I'm working out, but the ideas come to me and this is really weird. I know Kyron's gonna pick on me for this, but I literally will drive in the morning. I drive to work in complete silence. Like I don't listen to music. I don't, I try not to, listen to podcasts or anything, but I drive in complete silence and I'll just think of, like, while I'm sitting there in the silence, the the ideas will start to connect in my brain. Like, so I don't know I don't know what it is. It's just really weird. I think everybody just has a different process for how they create and how they come up with ideas. So,
and you know what? I do that as well. I mean, in the morning, people say you shouldn't say you're not a morning person. You should be glad to get up. I ain't a morning person. So, hey, the fact that I had to get up so early and go to work, people say that is so not you. But I don't want to hear it. I'm just like, I don't want to hear. I may put on some smooth jazz or classical, just something that can just go into background music. And I'm like you, my mind will wander. I still got my eyes on the road, but I'm thinking, it's whatever it does.
I don't know how I get to work in the morning because I do not be paying attention to the road. I just
there, huh?
And just end up at work. I don't know.
Sometimes I do too.
This is where you need one of those self-driving cars so you can just write and drive.
Give me a Tesla.
It's days like that I miss the New York City commute when I could just sit on the train and somebody can ride me there and I'm there. You miss that. But I mean, everybody's process is totally different. I can't stand people say, well, this is how I write and you should write that way too. It don't work like that.
Right.
It don't work like that.
So how long did you live in New York?
I lived in New York for probably about 5 or 6 years. And I got phased out with the housing. Housing got me. And I said, okay, y'all can have this.
You didn't want to pay $3,000 for a 1-bedroom apartment?
Yep. And that's when they had first started the first month's rent, last month's rent, and the broker fee, that type of jazz. I had never heard of anything like that. And I'm like, I'm out here where, I mean, you can get a house for $125,000. So you tell me that I got to sit there and pay you $3,000 just to get a 500 square foot apartment that I might not get?
Yeah, I refuse.
And have unwanted roommates. The New York City trio, the rats, the roaches.
I was gonna say she's not talking about the humans as unwanted roommates.
Them other friends. Okay. Them other friends, honey.
So we do have a question here from our audience here. Imani says, what kind of impact does living in a big city have on your writing?
I think it gives you an experience of a different place. I tell everybody, get out of your hometown and go somewhere. And I'm trying to see these little questions. Oh, okay, yeah, all right. Got to put my readers on for that one. He did that. Okay. Old timers. I didn't turn the corner. But it gives you a different perspective. It really does. And my time in New York City, I lived in Connecticut first, then I moved to New York. And I miss it every day. And I thought that Blackstarr would be better in a city like New York. And a lot of my heroes, if I had an unlimited budget, we'd be talking about so many books right now because I already have them written and done. But because one of my heroes is in Atlanta. You know, Kid
Mhm.
Fantastic is in Kansas City. You know,
Mhm.
so these are some of the places that I've lived, and you know, you just say, okay, you draw from that, and you take the good from that, and you say, this is what I saw, and and then you take some of the seedy side too, and you say, this is what I saw too. This is the McShiesty stuff I saw, and
Mhm.
you weave that into the story.
Now, outside of finances, what are some of the other biggest hurdles you've come across during your years of creating books?
That's
Just
really it.
okay.
That's really it. That's really it. Being broke as heck, excuse me. That's
Mhm.
really it. And you know, like I said, when you work with an artist like Corey Thomas, you get spoiled because a good friend of mine, Florence, hey Florence,
Hi,
um,
Florence.
she
Hi,
works for
Florence.
Brown Publishing. She works, you know, with James Patterson very close. So she's a phenomenal lady. And she said, I know a guy because Corey had just done was it public school superhero for James Patterson? He had just did that for him. So when I started working with Corey, I got spoiled. I got spoiled. You know, I didn't have to tell him. I would give him a page, a script page,
Mhm.
and later on that day, boom, I'd have have pencils and inks. You know, that's just how he is. He understood what I was talking about. You know,
Mhm.
he's a brother, and if I said she's light skinned or she has a curly fro or he knew exactly what I was talking about. You get spoiled with that, okay?
Yeah.
When I did Gumballs, my first artist was an Argentinian artist, Emilio Terra. He's from Argentina. He'd know what the hell I was talking about.
Yeah.
So I had to do a lot of artistic direction, um, a lot.
Mhm.
I mean, it tested my patience. You know, when you deal with people who are not of the culture, you have
Yeah.
to break down. One of my good friends, Billy Williams. Hey, Billy, if you're here, he said, you know, when you dealing with artists, you can't say light skin, dark skin. You got to say, I'm talking like him. You got to say Pantone colors. And I was like, Pantone colors. What is that? You got to put it on Pantone color level. So Pantone 34C, whatever it's gonna be. I mean,
Mhm.
I had to learn a whole different way of communicating how this particular character is supposed to be. Um, then you have an age difference. Okay, if I sit up there and tell somebody my age, hey, that dude had a Jerry curl, or he was
Mhm.
still wearing some jelly shoes. He had on some
Not
kung
the jellies.
fu kicks. You know, everybody would know what I'm talking about from our age. Well, these guys are younger than us. They're
Mhm.
younger than me. They're from a different country. They're from a different culture. They don't know what the hell I was talking about. I said, Lord Jesus, it's like I'm talking to a child, and that's how I had to look at it. I
Yeah.
had to break down every bit of this to these people, and so that was something. That was something. Then on the second Gumballs, I worked with an Italian artist, and he knew surprisingly he knew quite a bit. I had to ask him how you know so much about us, but he got what's going on over there? But he got a job with a video gaming company, so you have to understand that he was making more money, so he had to go. So then I got a Nigerian brother, and I was back at square one because I had to explain a lot of things to him,
Mm.
language barrier. And the great thing about DJ was he was open to learn. Like, okay, yeah, what is this? How do I know this? So, you know, once you get past that, it's easy. It's easy. Finding an artist, you know, would probably be my second hurdle, but the biggest one is the money. You got to pay people.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I got 7 pages of Blackstarr 2 sitting unreleased right now until Corey get that money. I don't blame him. Shoot.
Mhm.
Giving nobody nothing on no critic. Mm-mm.
Yeah. We had similar issues with like we've been making comic books for a long time, but we you know had that same conversation. It took us almost a month with the Lumberjacks books,
Mm-hmm.
artist that to describe his hair texture properly, like the texture of his hair, just to get him to get the right feel and to use the right brushes to texturize his hair. Like we would send pictures, we would send video references. We ended up even sending like a barber tutorial to show like the way the fade goes up into the tape. Like it's and then
I'm there.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
working with somebody like Kyron, it's not that hard. Like if I say, hey, he's got an afro, he knows what an afro is. If I say, hey, give them a Mohawk style. A Mohawk style for us is a little different. from
Yep.
a Mohawk style for somebody else.
It's way different.
So yeah, it's it's that's one of those hurdles, but it's always great working with, with artists that you can really communicate with, that know the same languages as you, not just language, but the small subtle inflections and cultural things that you talk about. So I love it. Oh, let me get
It's
my
true.
subscription.
It's true.
Let me do my subscription. I got it.
It makes it so much easier.
All right. So since we are talking about upcoming books, when is your release date? For the next issue of Blackstarr and Gumballz at this point? I know you said we're waiting on money, but when are we looking at?
The second Gumballz, Derby Days Part 1 is finished. So that just needs to go to the printer. Derby Days Part 2, I know DJ is ready to start that immediately. He gotta wait. He gotta wait. Home ownership cost. I had to put $8,000 worth of plumbing in my house over Christmas. Yeah. That took a lot of my dreams.
Yeah.
My hopes and dreams literally went down the drain. Yes.
Oh no.
So hey, do I want to get this project done, or do I want to be able to flush? It's like one of those things.
Plumbing is something that you can't mess with, man. Like it's home ownership again. This is something I can relate. I can relate to you with Kyron. He has.
You need to stop with these lies. All right.
Well, he doesn't quite.
I am not wealthy,
but
you look wealthy, Kyron.
It's my glasses. That's why.
That's what it is.
Kyron has people for this kind of stuff, but
it's called kids. That's what it's called.
A lot of people are good with crowdfunding. A lot of people are good with the crowdfunding. They're excellent with crowdfunding. Mm-hmm. You get people like Concrete Comics or like that guy. What's his name? Tyler Forrest Martin. They raise money. Greg Elise. They raise money. I mean, they put a pinky toe out and people get them $10,000. It's like, dang. I mean, wow. They really do. But I have tried and failed. It's a job within itself. It really is.
It is. It really is. And like we're okay with crowdfunding, but it's a tough thing, to find the right people who might want to buy this thing, and to put out enough content, but not so much that it spoils it, and to give them incentives, the right proper incentives to get in early and things like that. It's really tough. It's a full-time job.
Danny, you have a crowdfunding campaign coming soon, right? You want to plug that real quick? And
we do have a crowdfunding campaign coming soon. The Ballad of the Black Rose and Harlem Renaissance going on Kickstarter. Sometime in April. I'm not gonna say April. We're shooting for April 3rd, but it might be later in April. But that's okay. But we're gonna make it happen. I heard that Kirk can draw and tell the difference between an Appaloosa and an Arabian horse now too. Yeah. I legit he can.
I hate drawing horses, y'all. I really hate drawing horses. I have no idea why almost every book I've drawn has had a horse in it at this point. And this sucks.
Because you're good at it. You're good at it. Did you see that one meme of the artist? He had the beautifully drawn horse from the side, and then like the guy was like, all right, now draw him from the front, and the horse had like the spaghetti.
I saw that one. Yeah, I saw that one.
It's like you want me to draw it? You want me to draw it from the front? I don't know what that is. See, Kyron doesn't have that issue. Kyron doesn't have that problem.
Right. I hope to have the second part of Blackstarr out sometimes this year, and the second part of Derby Days out this year as well. Nice. I'm finishing up 3 other projects, and like I said, if I could get, I mean, they've been finished. I'm just rewriting and just doing a little retooling. But if I could get, the money and the artists, I would love to get those out this year too. But we'll see. It's not that I don't want to. It's not that I'm lazy. I swear it's not. It's just this.
Yeah, it's always that.
It's always that.
Hey, lean on that didn't you? I believe you were nominated, or did you get the Glyph Award in 2019 for?
I did. Best female
character. Yeah. You gotta, that's how it's not. They lean on that. They lean on those award nominations. That's something that
put it on the book that this is the one that got this award, and
oh yeah.
People will be like, "What's a glyph?" And you gotta tell them what the glyph is sometimes, and that's all right.
Yeah. But that's a conversation piece. You know, people want to know that the work that you've done has been critically acclaimed. It's great. Like I said, I was hooked from the beginning. I love the characters. The art is great. The story is good. So there's no reason that people wouldn't get behind it. It's just, you know, finding them and continuing to put it.
People have been asking and asking and asking. I'm trying, guys. And
we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
Downright mean. Don't try. Get it done. Like, calm down. Simmer down.
I said there is no try. Either do it or don't.
All right, Yoda.
Right. That's what I said. You know, I don't try. Only do. Golly. Okay. Give a sister a break. I'm doing the best I can.
All right. Well, I think this might be our best time to start doing some quick takes. Danny, if you're ready for it.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and start that then.
What's up?
Quick takes. I love it. I love it every time. Every time. All right. So, Miss Charlene, if you haven't seen the show,
I'm like, what was that? Tell me what's going on. What happened?
Oh, I love it. I love it. So if you haven't seen the show before, the Quick Takes is a rapid fire Q&A section where we grill our guests with some questions that I found while searching around your social medias.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask you 5 questions, and you got 45 seconds to answer them off the top of your head. Okay.
Okay. Do you want the timer or no?
Yeah, let's do the timer. I'm always down with the timer.
All right.
That's after you said 45. That said 35.
Already started. Dang, Kyron.
Dang. What's really happening?
Out of her 10 seconds. Come on now.
You know, Otis, you need to stop it.
All right.
Get it together, Kyron. Get it together.
I'm trying.
All right. Question number 1. So we talked earlier about you going to SCAD and graduating from SCAD. Give us in 45 seconds the best parts and the worst parts of going to SCAD.
The best part is I met some cool people. That's it. They helped me with nothing. They did nothing for me. I wasted my time, my energy, and my creativity. And I would tell anybody, don't waste your money. And I know y'all try to keep it clean. Don't waste your money on that shit. don't fall into the trap, kids, and have that albatross of student loans around your neck like I do. It is a waste of time and energy. Money you can get back, but time and energy you can't.
That is absolutely true.
Once it's wasted, it's wasted.
That is absolutely true.
Waste of my time.
Time and energy you cannot get back.
Fall into that mess.
Thank you for being honest, because we've had a couple of SCAD graduates on our show, and you know, they try to be political and nice about it.
Not me.
I think there's certain folks. I think there's a certain demographic of people that can go into SCAD and network and build things, but there's some of us who it doesn't favor. So,
and let me tell you something. I'm gonna just say it like this: and whoever gets mad, you could be mad in your feelings, and you could be that. If you are a black person that knows you black and you ain't there to coon and mammy for nobody, you will not have a home there. I have had so many people try to tell me that what I was doing would not work here, would not work there. And look, I know that game. Okay. I grew up in the PWI institutional system, so you can't break me like that. Can we say Kansas State University?
Amen. That's what I'm talking
a lecture hall of 500 people, and you the only black person up in there. The only one. So you can't run me like that. And I know it's scary when I see it. I said, okay, I tell anybody, if you want to go into a particular field, get out there. Get on the set. PA. If you want to start writing, get in these writing groups. Get you a writing program, fade in, whatever you want to use. Start writing. Start putting your stuff out there and get feedback for. You ain't got to waste money and time for that. You don't.
I'm with you 100%. And again, I appreciate your honesty.
I just wish somebody had that conversation with me, you know.
Absolutely.
But it's what it is.
Next Danny is mentioning he had already submitted an application to this guy, and now he's like, I'm gonna take it back.
No, but I felt that same way about the art institutes. It was It was a mess. But
I
anyway,
met phenomenal people now. I met some phenomenal people, but that's about it.
yeah. All right. Question number 2.
Sure.
So I saw on your social media that you have some experience in film also.
Yes.
So my next question is film or comics, and why?
I would say comics because that's set life. I just ain't about it no more. You know, you talking about 13, 14, 15-hour days, wrangling people, pre-production, production, post-production. My nerves ain't no. You know, that's if I had been in my 20s and got the success that I wanted and came up and that's all I knew, yes. But I ain't in the mood for that no more. I'm really looking to move into animation. You know, that's my next vein. I really want this to go animated. Because he was like, "What needs to be live action?" No, I want this to be animated. I think I was communicating what I wanted, and then when Into the Spider-Verse came out, I said, "That's what I'm talking about right there." See that? You know, so that's the vein I'm going into now.
I love it. I love that answer. I know. Yeah, the film world is a whole is a totally different world. It's some very long hours, and it's a really cooperative process, and a lot of times people don't cooperate in the right ways, and it can be really frustrating.
9.5 times out of 10 people don't cooperate, right. and I just don't have time to sit there and pat up these egos and make you feel some type of way and do this. Look, I'm trying to get this thing shot and done and out of here, and with all y'all in my way, I can't do that. So let's go ahead and leave that alone.
Yeah, you know, I'm amazed that movies even get done with the
for real. If people really knew what went on set, what it goes into making these projects, and then of course, you know, when they come out, you hear all this drama that went on behind scenes, like the whole Justice League thing, and now the whole thing with Black Adam, you know, with Rock with it's like, come on now, who wants to?
Yeah, nobody got time for that.
It's a mess. Ain't got time for that.
Okay, all right. So question number 3.
Heck yeah.
I saw that you travel a little bit too. So my question number 3 is a vacation or a staycation, and why?
Oh, if I could afford a vacation every time. Why would I stay? That's the point. Put the hell away. I know what my house look like. That's a crazy question. Come on now.
You got all that. No, you got all that new plumbing in the house you might want to stay in.
And if I could hit the road tomorrow and be somewhere, I would be somewhere. Because we just had our spring break, and I was like, dang, last year I was in Seattle, and 1 year I ain't getting to go nowhere this year. I love to travel. I hate getting there, but I love it when I'm there.
Oh, you hate the actual traveling part. So
I don't. Yeah, I'm not I get motion sickness and all that, and got to take Meclizine, but I got it because I know it's going to be worth it when I get there.
Okay, I love it. I love it.
I love traveling. Hope to get to Africa one day, and you know, do the continent, and you know, just really see that, and you know, I think travel just expands your mind. It really does.
Okay, I love it. I already knew the answer to that question, but it was really just set up for question number 4, which is, in your travels, which cities have had the best food?
This stumps her. This is the one that stumps her.
This is bad. I had to say it'd be between Italy and New Orleans. Okay. That may sound crazy because Italian food here is not Italian food there.
It is not.
It is not. And boy, oh boy, I was like, I just ate my way through Italy. I swear to God, I did. That gelato was on point, but then New Orleans, you can't get that food anywhere. I mean, a good gumbo, a good etouffee. Man, Cafe du Monde and their beignets. I mean, New Orleans is it. I love New Orleans. Dang, then again, New York got good. I don't know. Oh, this is hard.
See, I knew that one was going to get you. That's I like. I'm not a big traveler at all. My wife loves to travel, so we travel a lot because she likes to go places. She wants to experience other places.
I
was in the military, so I traveled a lot there. So but my thing is, when I am traveling, I want the food. Whatever the food is,
that's it.
I'm getting it.
So, I don't eat anything familiar. I don't eat anything familiar. I don't. And that's one thing about living in New York City. I was just talking to a friend of mine. She lives out in LA right now. She cuts trailers out there. And one of the few, probably the only sister doing it, Andrea D. McGee. Big ups to Andrea. She's probably up But I was telling her I just didn't eat a lot of fast food when I was in New York City because it was so many good restaurants.
Mhm.
You know, I just didn't eat it. You know,
This is going to go down as the episode with the most shout outs ever, I
I
think.
love it. Yeah. I love it. We got to do
Everybody
we need
got
to do
shout
more
out.
I
We
know
need to do
people.
more shout outs.
Simon, I know people.
We need to do more shout outs.
Me
Absolutely.
too.
Friends. They support me.
Hey, and we love it. And we love it.
that.
Yeah, but New York, I mean, yeah, it's so many good, and I haven't been back too much since the pandemic hit because I heard a lot of places closed down. But I think some of my favorites are still there. So
Vegas, if you ever get a chance to go out to Vegas, they got a lot of great food out in Vegas too.
Yeah,
but
if we
Don't
get
go to
out
the buffets in Vegas though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brad says, where do we find Miss Jones's books? www.sugarleanpubs.com. I think
I put it in the chat for you.
Yeah,
there you go. I'll send it to you, Brad. I'm
Yeah.
sending it to Brad right now.
We'll even do this here. Just scan the little QR code right there.
Look at that. Oh,
I was gonna do all this at the end, but Brad got to. Yeah, see, we talk about I am wealthy. Brad is wealthy. Brad
Hey,
is
Brad.
everybody.
hi.
We talk about Brad all the time. Talk about Brad all the time. We
Brad
appreciate
Bruce Wayne.
Hi. Hey, Brad, you need a little partnership. Hey, call me, baby. We can work something out. Let's do this, Brad.
it. Shout out to Brad. Shout out to Brad Arnie.
We're gonna have like
Okay.
Arnie.
Last question. Last question.
Fun.
So as our viewers know, I do another show called Top 5 Live weekly with Morgan Iverson and Javon Stokes, where we do a show and we do a top 5 list. So on this show, I always like to end quick takes with the top 5. Okay. And I know you, just like me, are a lover of black sitcoms.
Yeah.
So I want you to give me
black sitcoms.
Yeah,
that was my area. Yes.
So number 5, question number 5, I want you to give me your top 5 black sitcoms.
Top 5 black sitcoms. I would say Martin.
Okay.
I would say Sanford and Son.
Oh yeah.
I would say Different World.
There it is. Different World. Okay.
I would say I don't care what nobody say about him. We watched Cosby every week. So y'all can fall out with him. You know, it is what it is. I wasn't in that, so I don't know. And number 5.
It's like the A Train. None of my business.
None of my business. Hey. Number 5. What would it be that I used to always watch?
Some good ones.
Number 5.
You can't go wrong.
What's happening?
Okay.
I never miss what's happening.
What's happening? That's good. Me and my wife recently. I want to say it was on Pluto TV. They got What's Happening station.
What's happening?
Playing all the episodes on there. And I had actually never seen like some of the episodes of What's Happening. So we recently rewatched it.
We didn't miss it. I watched it.
You've never seen.
I hadn't seen it. I hadn't seen it as a.
You got shows like 227, Amen. That's my mama.
Thank you.
I grew up on the show.
We don't need Danny no more. We're talking about names.
Man. What happened to Danny?
He got kicked off the show.
Wow, you are rich. You got power. You did that. You did that.
I told you. That's how Kyron does. That's how Kyron does.
That's the Agents of Geekdom power right there. That's all it is.
What is that?
I've seen What's Happening now. I've seen it now. Like I said, it's a good show. But now 227 is the GOAT. I really love 227 was definitely underrated.
Yes. And back then you kind of took for granted that shows had morals. They showed us in a positive light. Yeah. And we went on there cooning and buffooning and making a fool out. The women were beautifully coiffed and their makeup was perfect. You looked at Jackie Harry, honey. She was something when she came out. Nobody had seen nothing like that. Nothing seen nothing like that. Jackie was doing it.
Always on it.
Yeah, and so just TV and another TV show we used to watch was Get Christy Love, back in the day. Oh yeah, she was a black.
That might be before my time.
She was a black. I think it only lasted like a season. It was out like when Columbo was out, the streets of San Francisco. It was like in that time. And my daddy used to love Get Christy Love.
Get Christy Love. Okay. All right. Another one, Rock. I don't know if you ever saw Rock.
Remember Rock?
Charles S. Dutton.
Yep.
That's when Fox came out and had all the black shows on Fox.
With a single,
Mhm.
Martin. Yep.
They had all that. I mean, just good TV, good acting, good writing, good directing. You know, of course, Living Color. You know, set the like. Ain't nobody funnier than the Wayans. You know, that whole family. You know, I mean, you just thought like this is it. Like, wow, it can't get. You know, you look back on TV now, you're like, okay.
What happened to black sitcoms though? Like,
classic TV.
Abbott Elementary is good. I really like Abbott Elementary. That one's coming up. You haven't seen it yet? Check out the first season. It's really good. It's a solid show.
You know what, Danny? I'm the kind of person, like, if I work in a profession, I don't want to see it on TV. And I'm a school counselor during the day.
I understand that.
I know what really goes on. That crap ain't funny.
Yeah, I know. My mom is an educator. My mom is she's been an educator for 28 years now.
It ain't funny, Kyron. It ain't funny.
It's not.
I have respect for all teachers because I got to deal with my 3 kids, and I know how they are with the few hours they're with me. So,
yeah, that's one thing.
I am. I'm going to give it a chance. I am.
Yeah, I think it's at least good to support it, even if it's not your cup of tea. You know, it's Shirley Ralph does an amazing job on there.
Yes.
But yeah, it's a solid show. So that was our quick takes. Thank you. That was one of my favorite. That was a great quick takes right there. I really enjoyed
I've been loving Shirley Ralph ever since she was on It's a Living back in the day.
Instant Living.
It's a Living. It's a Living.
Let me look that one up. I gotta get
Christy
Love. Get Christy Love and It's a Living.
It's a Living. She came in on like the last seasons, and the big star on that show was a lady named Ann Jillian back in the day. She was big back in the day. Ann Jillian.
Yeah, okay.
And they worked at like in a high class hotel restaurant. Like that's back in the day when you can go like to the hotels and they had these swanky restaurants and they were waitresses at there. I used to love that show. It's a living, honey.
Okay. 1980s sitcom. Okay.
Yeah.
That's about it. Right there. Oh, Paul Kreppel was on that. Okay.
Who is that? Which one was he? Was he Sonny?
Yeah, Sonny.
Sonny.
Yep.
Sonny. Yeah. It was a trip.
All right. Well, was this week's quick takes brought to us by anybody?
Danny? This week brought to you by naps, by sleeping.
Naps. We like to take them.
Everybody should take a nap.
We like to take them.
All right, Charlene. Well, this has been fun. I know we mentioned this earlier, but where can everybody get your books? Check out your work. It's over, unfortunately.
What?
Yeah. Danny's got a job to go to.
Danny, come on, boy. Danny, stay focused. Come on.
Stay focused.
I need you to reassess your priorities. Come on, Danny. Dang, Danny.
Terrible.
He's got a job that pays him money. This don't pay him anything because nobody buys our merchandise. So
now, all jokes aside, hey, I ain't laughing now. I like to eat and I like heat. So I know how you feel.
Hey, absolutely.
You can all go to www.sugarleanpubs.com. Or hit me up on Facebook. I'm under Russia Jones, and just let me know you want a book and you cash at me, and I'll send it right to you. I ain't got nothing else to do. I sure will. And I want to dedicate this part of mine to I know the incomparable Maya Crown. She passed this year. This is Ladies Month, and I never got to meet her in person. I was planning to, but she would chat. She if you had a question, she would just And also LaShawn Colvin. She suddenly just I don't know what happened to this second. I don't know what happened. Yeah. And I was really looking forward to Beautiful Soldiers coming out. And her making a big splash of that, and I was really looking forward to maybe getting down to Alabama and going to her
shop,
because I know people down there, and that happened. I said, golly, so may they rest in peace. And this, I really want to dedicate this to them. Big ups to both of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Danny, where can people check out your work?
Y'all know me. The best place to find us is fourthwallpros.com. And then also, if you want to see me on social media, it's at the Ace Blade. Kyron, where can people find you and your lovely dog?
Say hi, Chewy. All right.
Look at so cute.
Everybody can check me out at tauruscomics.com. You can find me online at Taurus Comics on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, Twitch. Apparently, while that's still up and going, you can find me on TikTok also. And if this is your first time checking out the Four Tales podcast, you can listen to our previous episodes by going to fourtalespodcast.com. That is the number 4, TALES podcast.com. But join us next week, same bat time, where we are going to have Chap Daddy Kevin Chapman on our show again. Apparently him and Danny got some beef still, so they're gonna hash it out and have some fun.
Anytime you guys want me on, just let me know, and I'll keep you posted on things that are coming out. So I just really appreciate you guys tapping me in and letting me come on and speak with you. It's been a pleasure.
Amazing time talking to you, truly. Thank you, thank you, you know.
Hit me up, Brad.
Until next time, everybody, sayonara, goodbye, and please take care of yourselves.
Bye, guys.
I want to know what it is Quick is trying to say.